with the price of meat and all the other foods going up through the roof and beyond, I've been cooking a lot more chicken than I used to. Fortunately, it tastes very good, and we can make it taste even better. I'm going to do a little operation on a chicken today. I'm going to do rotisserie chicken, and if you've ever done a rotisserie chicken or rotisserie anything for that matter, you might notice that the seasonings have a tendency to all fall off the exterior of the chicken while it's rotating. So I'm going to use this flavor injector to put some flavor on the inside of the chicken by injecting it directly into the meat. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with an ounce or two of water, somewhere about that much, and I'm going to add a variety of ingredients. I'm going to add, let's see, where can I add it at? Right there, looks good. Get this out of the way. I'm going to add a nice splash of Worcestershire sauce, and a little splash of balsamic vinegar. I'm also going to add a couple of, this is one of my favorite seasonings for poultry, turkey, and chicken. And I put it on the outside usually, and it works out great, but because, like I say, on a rotisserie, it tends to fall off. So what I'm going to do, this kind of is in large pieces. You can see that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in a little mini food processor here, and I'm going to grind it to smaller particles to get it to dissolve into this liquid better and inject into the meat better. So I'm just going to eyeball a nice generous portion here. That's pretty good. I'm also going to use some granulated garlic. It's all pretty small already, but I'm going to go ahead and add some in there too, just for fun. And then it's getting there. Some of those are a little harder. Some of those are a little bit harder to grind into a smaller piece, but that's much better than it was. So just like that. And I'll mix it up pretty good here. Give them a little time to dissolve into the liquid. You can use anything you like to inject into the meat, and you can get these fairly cheap. This is I think it was around $5 or $6. They make some all metal and stainless steel ones that are maybe around $20. This one works pretty well. If you take care of it, it should last you a while. But I'll let this sit for a little while, give it a chance for some of the seasonings to dissolve into the liquid here. And while I'm letting it do that, I'm going to go ahead and keep on working on the chicken. Recently, I had to get rid of my propane grill because I live in a condo, and the city where I live, it is illegal to own a charcoal grill or a gas propane grill if you live in a multi-family type of unit, which would consist of condominiums and apartments. So I had to get rid of it. Can't fight City Hall, so I got rid of it. Anyways, they do allow us to own a electric grill. It's not quite the same thing, obviously, as a charcoal or even a propane grill, but you can still turn out some pretty nice food on a electric grill. The one I got is pretty neat. It's small, but the heating element allows it to rotate from underneath the food like this to where it can go up to the back, so I can do rotisserie. It's pretty slick and pretty neat, and I encourage you, if you have a grill when you don't have a rotisserie, get one. They are really nice. They're really worth it. So, first thing I'm going to do here is see if I can figure out how to put one of these special food rubber band type thingamajiggers onto the chicken here and get it all set for the rotisserie. Get her all ready to go there. And of course, obviously, this is a rotisserie spit rod. And just we'll position the food holder there in the right position. I'll go under that band, I think. Then of course the one from the other end here. There we go. Alright, it's all ready for the grill. I'm just going to use some of my seasoning here. And inject some right into the breast meat here. There we go. A little down the side. Touch into the thigh here. Be sure to make a mess. There we go. Oh, I'm going to go a little bit closer to the breastbone there. There we go. One last spot just to... Alright. It's not rocket surgery or brain science. So I'm going to take it out to the grill, and I'll let you see it out there when we get her going. Yeah, there we go. She's looking pretty good here. Kind of quiet here this evening. Well, it's looking pretty good. It's only been about 15 minutes. It's going to need some more time. Get some seasoning on it, like I was saying, on the outside. Get some on there, some on the inside. Make it taste good all the way through. So we'll let it keep going, and we'll bring it back to you when she's done. That's looking pretty good there. It's just about done, a little bit longer I think. I'm going to check the temperature on it here in just a second. But it's looking pretty good so far. Probably going to need about 10 to maybe 20 more minutes. It's been just an hour right now. So I'm going to check it and see. Checking the focus there. I think this is better. It's looking pretty good. There it is. I just brought it in off of the rotisserie. You can see it's looking mighty good. Need to let it rest a good 20 minutes or so before I can cut it up. So, be back in just a bit. My cat thinks it's ready to go, but it's not quite. It's got to cool down, girl, okay? It's got to cool. Well, there we go. It's been about 20 minutes for me to let it cool down so I can handle it and cut it. It's looking mighty good. Sure smells really good. There's the leg quarter, the thigh, and the leg. Looked very good. And the wing. Let's try to trim it right off the bone there. Still very hot, even after 20 minutes. Nice looking chicken there. You can see a little bit of color in here from the flavor injection I gave it. You can taste a little bit of the flavor there too. You can always go as strong and as much as you like if you really like it strong flavor that way. Very moist, very tasty. slice this breast a little bit for you here. See a little bit there from when I injected the seasonings and all that's in there. Found a little pocket of some of the solid stuff. But it's very tender, very juicy. And give it a try. I think you'll like it. The rotisserie chicken is just so juicy and flavorful. Very good there. They're much more difficult to burn because the heat source is not directly underneath it. You can do rotisserie on any kind of grill you have. If you have a charcoal grill, put the charcoal off to one side so there's no charcoal directly underneath the food you're cooking. Put some aluminum drip pans of some type underneath the food so the grease will drip into the drip pan and there's no risk of it catching on fire that way. If you have a gas grill, propane, some of the newer ones have a rotisserie heating element along the back side, and if that does, that makes it easy for you. If not, you'll probably in most all cases you'll need to take out the grates off the top of the grill and just leave them off and put some aluminum drip pans directly underneath the food so that any grease drips down will not drip onto the fire, onto the flames. Otherwise you'll have a big fireball. So be sure to use some aluminum pans directly underneath the meat, whether it be a chicken or turkey or a beef roast or ham or whatever you might be cooking. Try rotisserie. It's really good, it's easy to do, and it gives you a lot of latitude as far as getting it cooked just right. Even if you overcook it, it's still going to be juicier because there's no direct heat, which is going to dry it out quicker that way. It's all indirect. So give it a try. It's definitely good, and most definitely it's Cook and Gobble good. See you next time on Cook and Gobble videos.